Hello, thank you. Today, my name is Zainab Arkhani. Today, I am talking about journey with refugees. So, I am a community advocate and activist. I was born and raised in Burma. It's called Myanmar too. Left the country in 2006, and since 2007, I have been helping my community members and advocating our issues in government level and also international level. I am currently reside in Canada. I was a teacher back home as teaching ran in my family. My grandpa was a teacher and my mom was a teacher too. I also work as a settlement worker for over 9 years. During that time, I worked with broader communities such as Karen, Chin, Somali, Syrian, and others. Currently, I have been working as an interpreter for Language Line as it gives me the opportunity to stay at home. So I would like to show you the map of Myanmar or Burma. So our neighboring countries are Bangladesh. You can see India, part of India, Assam here. And this is China, Laos, Thailand, and they're our neighboring countries. So this state is a Karen state where the Karen people come from. And Rohingya, we came from, we are from the coastal part of here. It's called Rakhine State. So we come from here. So I think you heard about boat people. So when the Rohingya people left their country with the boat, they sail across this ocean to go to Thailand. So in Myanmar, we are official ethnic types. We have 135. We each speak our own language, our own languages that came from different language families. So our population is 54 million, lots of people. So these are some pictures of Rohingya's mother, and they're cooking together. We love to cook together, and you can find smiles on the Rohingyas always. So, and back home, most Rohingya work in rice fields because we have lots of very good fertile soil, and also people who live in coastal area work as a fisherman. So this is the Rohingya snacks made with plum sugar and coconut. So, and this is called lurifia. We make with the rice because we have lots of rice. So our snacks, our meals, everything come from rice. So this is the rice flatbread. So this is the Karen people. Karen peoples are also very peace-loving people, and they also eat rice and curries, and love to connect with their community, and they're mostly farmers. So this is the special cuisine of Karen. It's called it's called the vegetarians and vegetables, shrimps and clams curry. It's a very palatable dish. That's what we said. So I would like to explain a little bit about the history of why there are so many refugees come from Myanmar. We have to know the root cause. So before British colony, Myanmar made up of a Komban kingdom and other smaller rulers. So in 1885, British colonized Myanmar, and it lasted until 1948. Even though it is very diverse, it was very peaceful among the people at the time. But when British realized they had to give independence, they create so many problems just to delay the process. So the first recorded intercommunal violence happened in Rakhine State in 1942 between Buddhist Rakhine and Muslim Rohingya. It was ignited by the British. Since then, the Rohingya people have been persecuted and left the country for so many ongoing massacres and have been taking refuge in neighboring countries, especially in Bangladesh. And the biggest refugee crisis were in 1978, 1991, 2006, 2000, 2012, and recently 2017, which was the biggest. Each time the Burmese military carried out intense atrocity towards the people, Rohingya were treated as subhuman for decades, and still there is slow burning genocide happening in Myanmar. And when British left, they promised to help establish the federal union, but never solved the issue. I think you remember from the previous lives, we are made out of smaller rulers and also the Komang Kinnan. So those smaller rulers from the different territories, they want the federal union so that they will have their power in their own territories. But successive regime deny or delay to establish federal union state. Many ethnic groups have turned toward armed struggle after they realize that majority Burman are going to control their territories. Because of the ongoing brutal attack, current people first took refuge in Thailand in around 1985. Since then, every time there are massacres, land grabs, and mass rapes, people have to run away. So before this resettle to United States or any other countries, the refugee have to stay in a second country, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Thailand, for a long time. So some stay over 20 years, 10 years, and eight years respectively. And they face enormous atrocity in their native countries. And when they arrive in neighboring countries, even though they are allowed to stay, there is no chance to get education or other basic human rights, especially in Bangladesh, where almost 1 million Rohingyas are there. Among them 60% are children. If they can't access to the education, the Rohingya futures are going to diminish very soon. Most people never had a chance to hold a pen. So that's why they long for education, but no clue how to learn. When they arrive here in a safe country and the respective government provide ESL program, it is very good. They learn how to read, but it took a long time for them to learn because they can't connect with their mother tongue, especially for Rohingya. We have only speaking language. We don't have written language. So it is very difficult especially for the Rohingya. So what is missing? So what I see is why it is difficult for us to learn, and because we never had a childhood. And some of us, they were made when they were only 6 years old. And because the parent can't afford them to feed them, they just give a wealthier or a bit good family so that they can feed this child. This child is just a maid doing all these chores and then grow up without childhood. And then they never experience what a mother or father love is. So it is very difficult for them after they came here, when in this new society, when we expect so much parent responsibilities and everything, but if you don't know what is the responsibility, it is a challenge. How can, and another thing is, how can we help them if a disaster unfolds in their native countries? So I would like to share because these refugees, their whole life, they have been facing this atrocity. So it's not necessarily going to impact them when there's another disaster have hit in their country. They won't, maybe they will like to recall, maybe they won't, because it gives the psychological trauma again. So some of them chose just to neglect and what is going on in the countries. So if we want to help them, we have to first identify them. Are they really need help? So these are some example. And first of the thing is, it's called You Trust. It's positive or motivated. So if we see the children come to school every day, the parents are doing okay, they're doing whatever they have to do daily basis, then we just keep an eye on them and no action needed. You don't need to do anything. But if we see some distress, mother is addressing, she can't sleep at night, or she has some health problem, the kid seems distressed, or they're changing routine, and then that is the beginning and mile. So we just identify and access, talk to them, and just monitor, because we don't want to interfere with natural resilience. Everybody has a resilience to come out of the disaster. So we don't want to overstep that, because we want to help them, but not rely on something for forever. It's not that way. So another thing is suspension. So it is, you can see kids miss school for so many days, and then the parents and are not doing okay, they have been sick, or there's a violence or something happened in the house, then it's indicated as severe and incapacitating to carry out daily day-to-day basis. So if that happens, so our job is we identify them, we access them, and then we take action by referring them to the counselors or referring them to the others programs. So that's what we should do. I would like to do in that case. So the resilience, these refugees, they have been suffer all their whole life, and they come here. There are some of them are doing really good, and most of them are doing good. So it is because of the resilience make them come this far. And when I started help in 2007, these the newly arrived Rohingya refugees from Bangladesh, my people, and when I talked to them, tell them that they would like to study, they would like to learn. That's what I see. So we open, and the kids too. And in Canada, the kids were put into their with the age. And for example, if the kid is 10 years old, he would be in grade 4, even though he never learned how to write or how to read. So, and at that time, and me and some friends from the community organization, we started, and my husband, of course, we started the first Rohingya language school. We started in a basement of a widow, a Rohingya mother. And then, and later we were recognized by Waterloo Region School Board as one of the international language school program. And it was the first Rohingya language school in the world. And it was a milestone because Rohingya were denied in Burma. The Burmese government said there are no Rohingya. So by recognized by a country as a Rohingya language, one of the languages in Canada, Rohingya languages, it is a milestone. And soon there are so many Rohingya language schools open around the globe. So I'm very glad that I have that chance. So in our school, we do lots of things together. And I also work with the mainstream education, with the teachers, and we do the mother and daughters club, because these mothers who has been facing, who faced this atrocity for her whole life, she never had a childhood. So in this club, we teach them, we allow them to explore and play together with the daughter. And sometimes the parents have 4 or 5 kids, and at the time we provide we ask some high school students to volunteer for the childcare. So we have a childcare, we provide childcare facilities, and also for this week we'll do the mother and the first child, so that they will have mother can give full attention to that child. So that's what we create, that environment. And also we do the reading club. In the reading club, what we do is in the first few days we introduce the book without word, so mother can read or father can read to the child, or after a few weeks we'll have 4 or 5 children together. So, and there's just the picture, So you can say it in your mother tongue, and you can say ball, can say car, so you can read. The goal is to read, how to just to teach them how to read to their child. So that's what we're doing. And another thing is cooking together. And in that, even though Rohingya cook or Karen cook a lot at home, we really teach our children. So this is the spending time together and then teaching them. So it's very good activities too. And the other activities during the summer, and of course in when the pandemic is over, we do all sorts of activities and race and games, those kind of things, and not only with the specific communities, but with the other communities, so that we can mingle and have friends, and not only Rohingya, but with Karen, Somali, other communities too. So that's what we do in here in Canada. So thank you. I would like to thank you so much for Jessica and Catholic Charity, and also the Milwaukee Public School for giving me an opportunity to speak. If you have any question, please kindly contact Jessica, and then hopefully I will answer. So thank you so much. Thank you.